so let's get into social media chat. Our first question comes from Bernard from Facebook. Can a friend petition for his wife who's a United States citizen with his green card while he waits for citizenship? Yeah, absolutely. File for your wife with a green card. And when you become a citizen, upgrade and file the adjustment. By all means, do it. Sophia Henderson. Hello, uncle. Asking for a friend. She got an RFE, but after she got that, she was sent to do her biometrics. Will they approve the work permit? Only if she responds to the RFE and only if she responds to the RFE properly. Other than that, she will not get a work permit. Baddest boss. Hi, Brad. How long does it take to hear from USCIS on my asylum case after receiving my work authorization last April? It's been 3 years I filed for asylum. Well, they do last in, first out. U.S. government's being inundated with asylum cases. So probably not for a while, unfortunately. If, by the way, baddest, if you have a solid 10 out of 10 case, then we should file a mandamus or a threat of a mandamus. We'll get you an interview. Elizabeth Francis, how long after biometrics for citizenship will they take before you're notified? Citizenship's happening pretty fast these days, Elizabeth. So hopefully less than 6 months. Mika, if someone recently migrated from Jamaica, her mother filed for her, she came into the country February 19th. Can she go back to Jamaica to visit the end of June for 5 days, or is it too soon? Absolutely, she can go back. If you immigrated with an immigrant visa, you're a permanent resident, go back for 5 days. Go back for 10, 20 days. It's perfectly fine. Yvette. Hi, Brad. I'm a U.S. citizen. I filed for my husband in December 2022. He did a biometric in January 2023. He has not received his work permit yet. How long does he have to wait? You filed in December 2022. It's about 8 months, sometime by the end of the summer, I would guess. Geb Kella Sumo. Hello, Brad. I met my girlfriend a few months ago, and I want to file the K-1 visa for her to come to America. We're not engaged yet. Is engagement a requirement for the K-1? Well, she has to be your fiance, and you have to agree, and she has to agree that you will get married within 90 days of her entry. So I guess, yeah, you should get engaged. Timo. Hi, Brad. I was arrested for a DUI. They gave me 3 months house arrest and 1 year probation. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. I want to file for my green card. How should I go about it? Well, file an adjustment application, prove good moral character. It should not be inadmissible, but I can't guarantee you until I see the actual disposition. Angelique Whitaker. Hi, Brad. My daughter just got approved in my country, and she'll be coming here as a green card holder. Can I take her back to finish her school in my country? I'd like her to finish her 7th grade. Yes. Let her come to the U.S. and immigrate. Come for a week. Take her back. School will be over at June, and then bring her back full time. Absolutely. Perfectly fine. Sol Rivera. A friend of mine was applying for Obamacare, and the agent doing the application put him down as a U.S. citizen by mistake, and he's a permanent resident. Will that affect him becoming a citizen? It shouldn't, because you can get Obamacare as a citizen or a resident. Really makes no difference. Jessica Leamy. Brad, with all that's going on in Florida, is it true that ICE will not arrest you because you are married? It's not necessarily true. I can't promise you that. But I don't think ICE is going to arrest you because ICE doesn't work for DeSantis. ICE works for Biden. And Biden's not coming to Florida to arrest you. Lakeisha Lebron Headley. Is it okay to travel on advanced parole? Yes, if you have a valid advanced parole, absolutely. But I wouldn't travel outside the U.S. for more than 4 to 6 weeks at a time. Lucas. Hello, Brad. I have a friend who has a kid with his ex-wife, and he has a wife in the U.S. Can he report a birth abroad so the child can be a U.S. citizen? Absolutely. You do a council report of birth abroad, you should absolutely do that. Dennis Johnson. Hi, Brad. I got my letter from the National Visa Center in October 2022. My file for me in December 2020. And still waiting on my interview date. How long should I wait for my interview at the embassy in Kingston? I assume you got documentarily qualified in October 2022. Kingston is backed up about a year. So hopefully before October 2023. Robert Jackson. It's a big question. I got to really raise myself up for this one. Hi, Brad. For someone who gets a diversity visa, is an affidavit support required now? And if so, what if the sponsor doesn't have the income showing on the tax returns, but pay stubs from job shows enough income? Example, W-2 does not show per diem income since it's not taxable, but does show on the paychecks that will be acceptable for meeting guidelines. No, they're going to base it on tax returns. Find a different affidavit support. Tashana McLeod. Hey, Brad, I came across the border. I filed my asylum application last year in November. Can I get married to a U.S. citizen and adjust my status without going? It depends if you were paroled into the U.S. If you were paroled into the United States, yes, you can adjust your status. If you came without inspection, then you're not eligible to adjust. But you can file an I-130 visa petition and argue before the judge that you were paroled and they marked it incorrectly, meaning you came across the border, they grabbed you immediately, you took 3 steps across the border, within a few minutes you got grabbed, they held you in detention, and then they let you into the country. Factually, that's parole, although usually they check off you entered without inspection. So then you need a good lawyer to argue you are factually paroled in and immigration's incorrect. That happens a lot these days. Mark Umali, my brother is DQ in May 2021, still waiting for scheduled interview in the Philippines. He's your client. What can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is have your brother call me. I don't know anything about his case off the top of my head, but the Philippines is way backed up. So tell him to call. Figure it out. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.